From annihilating a racist who threw a banana at him.
I said, someone's gonna f you in the butt in the holding cell, you know that, right? Can't just be throwing banana peels at Dave Chapelle.
To destroying an extremely disrespectful TV reporter.
I mean, Laura Ingraham, which I will say publicly, anywhere, anytime, is a cunt.
Here are 8 times Dave Chapelle schooled racist people, starting with the time he faced racism while he was performing.
You know, I was in Santa Fe the other night and a motherfucker threw a banana peel at me. Yeah, that didn't feel so good. Of course, it was a white person.
And Detective Dave emphasized that this wasn't a crime of passion.
And then not only did he throw a banana peel at me, but it was premeditated. You could tell. You could tell the peel was too brown, you know what I mean? It was like, you didn't eat that banana recently, motherfucker. You had that shit waiting on me. And the whole crowd was white, so it just got instantly creepy, and everyone looked like they were looking at 12 years of slavery.
When the guy was caught, though, Dave warned him of the forbidden banana he himself was going to receive.
Who the fuck does that? And then they arrested the guy, which was... I said, someone's gonna f you in the butt in the holding cell, you know that, right? Can't just be throwing banana peels at Dave Chapelle. They're not gonna let you get away with this.
And while the banana was thrown at Dave, it was the guy's dignity that slipped and took a fall.
And the press called me up like, do you have a statement? A statement? For a fucking banana peel? No! I don't have anything to say. 20 years from now, he's gonna be tucking his kids into bed and the kid gonna be like, Daddy, tell him about the day that you threw that banana peel at that nigger in Santa Fe.
Unfortunately for Dave, it wasn't his first time getting things thrown at him, which he opened up about in another incident later in the show.
And it was wintertime, and it had snowed recently, so there were huge snowdrifts on the street. I was walking with my sister. We were walking and just talking about something, and a car sped around the corner, and the window came down, and somebody threw a snowball and hit me right in my shoulder.
While it was a different crime, Dave Holmes's elementary deduction struck again.
Why was this happening? Because I'm black? Because she's Muslim? Because I'm Dave Chapelle? I couldn't tell. But again, I knew it was premeditated. Because who the fuck has a snowball in a warm car?
But when life aligned in his favor, Dave took the chance to have a civil conversation.
Then I ran out into the street and I just tapped on his window. Hey, my man, can I just talk to you guys for a second? Come on out for a second. I just want to talk to you. There's 4 young white dudes in the car. They're like, just chill, bro. Just relax. I just want to talk.
What the racists didn't know was that Dave wanted to turn the civil conversation into civil war.
I didn't want to talk. I was going to fuck them up. So, if you're ever caught in traffic and a black guy starts saying he just want to talk to you, don't open the door. And even if he's me, smiling at you.
But instead of backing down, the kids buried themselves deeper in a snowy grave.
And they were like, chill, bro, just chill. And then the one guy in the back seat, I don't know what, he was just cockier than his friends. He was like, fuck it, man. I'll get out the car. And I didn't notice his window was down. And he threw a snowball and hit me right in my chest. Pow! He said, fuck you, you fucking nigger.
Before anyone could wonder, however, Dave explained the reason behind his smile.
And I was happy as shit because throwing a snowball at a motherfucker is a misdemeanor assault. But if you call him a nigger when you do it, that's a felony hate crime.
Even if they were kids, Dave didn't pull his punches for racism. He even doubled down on a disabled congressman for his racist comments.
One time I was on Capitol Hill, and I seen a handicapped congressman, Madison Cawthorn, that's his name. He's a Republican from North Carolina, and he was shocked because I saw him, and I go, hello, Congressman.
Dave made it clear, however, that his punches don't come with ramps.
He didn't even know I knew who he was. He turned around. Then I just walked away. I wanted him to see me do something he couldn't do. I skipped. Then he was mad.
And Dave's puns hit the congressman harder than a flight of stairs.
He's no longer a congressman. I don't know if you follow politics. I'm not trying to be funny, but he lost his seat. He ran a bad race. And you know what he did wrong? He was running for Congress again, and this motherfucker tried to be controversial.
When Madison started rolling out the tinfoil, though, Dave sent him off wrapped in it instead.
He was on all them right-wing podcasts talking all that shit. He was like, Washington is worse than Hollywood. I was at home like, what? He said, these people are disgusting. They have orgies and sex parties and drink parties. And I was thinking, this nigga sounds like Juicy Smouye.
And Dave exemplified how you can clap at a story while clowning on the storyteller.
He's lying. Now, I don't doubt that they do this kind of shit in Washington. But I doubt he's seen it with his own eyes. Because who the fuck invites a paraplegic to an orgy?
Before he moved on, though, Dave bent over to give Madison a crippling send-off.
I said, there's only one reason you're gonna invite him to an orgy. And you know what that is. Have at it, guys. I can't feel anything. Let's get this bill passed for America. One at a time, folks.
While Dave aimed at a government rep this time, even the anti-government racist crowd caught Dave's heat when they created one of America's worst riots.
You know, I'm from Washington, D.C. A lot of my friends growing up are Capitol Hill police officers. I said, what did you do that day? What did we do? We were kicking crackers down the steps like motherfucking 300, nigga. Trying to save our country.
But Dave wasn't finished with his reality checks for the Savage Raiders.
Watch the tapes. Watch that crowd that told Colin Kaepernick he can't kneel during a football game, try to beat a police officer to death with an American flag. Look at that shit.
And Dave had the perfect clapback ready for racist instigators.
What was that with Snowden talking about? Who is the terrorist now that they're looking for? It's you, not me. Not my black Muslim ass. It's you. Who are they militarizing the police for? They didn't call the National Guard on my black ass. It's you.
Not stopping there, Dave warned them they didn't just storm the Capitol, they stormed the limits of democracy too.
That's what white people did. They felt what black people have been feeling for 400 years. For 30 minutes, stormed the Capitol and rubbed their shit on the walls. They carried a fucking Confederate flag through the rotunda. The Confederate Army didn't even do that. Motherfuckers, you went very far.
Before moving on, though, Dave had one last go at the Capitol clowns.
Kidnapped us. They brought us here. They treated us like shit. And all the time that they did that, they were afraid that we would do what you would do in the same situation. But did we storm the halls of the Capitol and rub our shit on the walls? Well, of course not. If that would have worked, we would have tried it.
Dave dunked on the right-wing crowd offended by the new president, and a similar fate followed the outrage officers, triggered by one man's simple act of protest.
It took us 400 years to figure out as a people that white people's weakness the whole time was kneeling during their national anthem. That's a brittle spirit. That's right. On the Rockets, regular. Ah! Ah! What are you doing, nigga? Stand up!
With his genius, Dave came up with a master plan to take out all racists at once.
I could every white person in America at one time. You know how I'd do it? I would just wait for the Super Bowl. And right when they sang the national anthem, I'd have O.J. Simpson walk to the 50-yard line with them bad knees.
Is that O.J. Simpson on the field? What the hell is he doing here? Oh, I know what he's gonna do. Stop him!
And when the conversation moved to Me Too, he explained why black men weren't the usual victims.
A lot of black dudes haven't been getting Me Too. I don't want to jinx myself. You know why, though? Obviously, black women go through the same thing, right? The reason is because black women from slavery won't tell on us.
But Dave couldn't help but sneak a marital jab in between his serious commentary.
Because they know that no matter how bad we black dudes are, white dudes are very mean. They're scared to see us get punished. My wife is Asian. She'd tell on me in a goddamn second.
Not stopping there, Dave shared his fallout plan if his Ohio neighbors ever decide to eat the rich.
And the wildest shit about it is I live in Trump country. I live amongst the Tiki Torch whites, poor white people. And I'm rich. If it's ever pitchfork time, I'm in a lot of trouble. And nobody in my family believes me. I've been trying to tell the kids, man, we gotta run these drills. They're like, we don't want to run your stupid drills.
Fortunately, Dave already had his genius disguises prepared.
Too bad, son, you have to. Tiki Torch whites come up beside, what are you guys supposed to do? Come on, Dad, what are you guys supposed to do? Squint our eyes and stand next to Mom. That's right. And what are you gonna bring me? Your gun and your groundskeeper uniform. That's right.
But while riots are still a distant problem, in another special, Dave shared a real concern about school shootings and rampant gun violence.
I've given this a lot of thought. I don't see any peaceful way to disarm America's whites.
There's only one thing that's going to save this country from itself.
And Dave had the perfect plan to save America.
It is incumbent upon us to save our country. And you know what we have to do. This is a fucking election year. We got to be serious.
When Dave moved on to the heroin epidemic, though, he realized he had seen the movie before with a different cast.
This opioid crisis is a crisis. I see it every day. It's as bad as they say. It's ruining lives. It's destroying families. Sadly, you know what it reminds me of, seeing it?
And Dave realized that black and white weren't that different in the worst way possible.
And all this shit they talk about on the news about how divided the nation is, I don't believe it. I feel like nowadays we're getting a real good look at each other. It's why, because I even have insight into how the white community must have felt watching the black community go through the scourge of crack.
So it was only fair that Dave gave white people a taste of their own medicine.
Hang in there, whites. Remember when y'all said that to us? But it's okay. There's no grudges. Now you finally got it right. Once it started happening to your kids, you realize it's a health crisis. These people are sick. They are not criminals. They are sick.
But while Dave went easy on the white community's subtly insulting remarks, he went all out when a racist commentator disrespected a goat.
Ron James once said something about racism, and Laura Ingraham, which I will say publicly anywhere, anytime, is a cunt. Tell him I said it. Told one of Ohio's greatest residents ever.
And Dave ensured Laura's public destruction didn't get a commercial break.
My friend is the best at something, and this bitch is not the best at anything. She's a regular ass white bitch with a platform. And I use the word bitch all the time because this is black.
Moving his scope to other culprits, Dave exposed others who were sick with the racism disease.
We watched one shooting after another. Eric Garner in New York, the first guy that told the police, I can't breathe. Eric Garner was selling loose cigarettes in Staten Island. Got murdered by one police officer while 5 of his fellow officers watched him do it.
And Dave reflected how the pettiest of crimes get the worst punishments if the criminal is black.
Not one of them said, Frank, take it easy, none of that shit, because they were being recorded. Because they were afraid if I correct my fellow officer on this camera, it's going to open us up for some kind of liability. And the guy killed the person that they were, what do you call it, apprehending? The guy was selling loose cigarettes.
On a lighthearted note, cops weren't the only ones caught on camera, because when UFO videos started surfacing again, Dave was the one most inspired.
I also saw a lot of videos of UFOs. I mean, what the fuck has been going on with that shit? These niggas are here. These UFOs keep coming to Earth, and it made me think of an idea for a movie. Sounds dumb, but hear me out. In my movie idea, we find out that these aliens are originally from Earth.
And director Dave's plot only got better over time.
That they're from an ancient civilization that achieved interstellar travel and left the Earth thousands of years ago. Some other planet they go to, and things go terrible for them in the other planet. So they come back to Earth, decide that they want to claim the Earth for their very own. It's a pretty good plot line, huh?
Little did the director know, though, that his 2021 joke would hit even harder in 2025.
I call it Space Jews. Space Jews. All right. It's going to get worse than that. Hang in there.
Moving on, Dave later cracked open a story that seemed innocent at first.
There was a black man who was in South Carolina during slavery who somehow got granted his freedom by his so-called master. And when his master granted him the freedom, he also gave him a plot of land. Now, it turns out this brother was brilliant. He had a good eye, a good knack for farming. And he farmed this plot of land very successfully and made a lot of money.
But in seconds, the tale shifted from ordinary to outrageous.
So when he got all that money, this nigga bought some slaves. Have you ever heard this before? This is a true story. Not only was he a slave owner, he became a slave breeder and employed tactics that were so cruel, even white slave owners were like, yo, my man.
And Dave could hardly process the guy's betrayal.
He was a wild dude, but he did it just because that's what successful people did at the time, and he just wanted to be down. What a fucking tragedy. How can a person
that went through slavery perpetrate the same evil on a person that looks just like them. It's mind-blowing. And, shockingly, they're making a movie about it.
But what seemed like a heavy story turned into an hour-long setup no one saw coming.
Ironically, it's called Space Jews. Space Jews.
As if roasting Jews wasn't already cancellation territory, Dave cranked it up by taking aim at Trump right after his first election.
Because I don't care if you're a Republican or Democrat, if you support him or not, any objective person is going to have to admit that this motherfucker is having a terrible go of it. We've had presidents before that have done bad jobs, but this shit is worse than a bad job. It's scary to watch.
After his questionable politics, Dave went after Trump's arithmetic next.
I've never seen somebody in the office so high with the most just basic fucking solutions. Like, you know, we should not let any more Muslims in the country till we can figure out what's going on. Did he just say, figure out what's going on? Who doesn't know how to do basic math?
And Dave immediately fact-checked Trump's subtle racism.
Let's count it out, okay? There's been 17 mass shootings in the United States. 4 of them were done by Muslims. None of those 4 Muslims were from any of the 7 countries in your stupid-ass original band. And since he brought it up, the other 13 shootings were done by the Tiki Torch whites.
To balance it out, Dave let loose some friendly fire as well.
You don't see me trying to ban white people from the show to keep the rest of the audience safe. It's a fucking terrible idea because it's mean and it's racist, and most importantly, it would be catastrophic to my bottom line. If there were no white people here tonight, I might leave this bitch with $1,800.
And before shifting gears, Dave dropped an insightful lesson.
This man needs to realize that we all need each other. And that's why we will never, ever be able to beat China. Because everybody in America is racist, and everybody in China is Chinese. And don't believe the media either. The media is trying to make us believe that the extremities amongst us are the norms.
Proving that Dave only schools those who divide the nation by race.